The year is 1997. You're a child. You've been playing Pokemon Yellow for the 152nd time this year, eating pretzels out of a Ziploc bag that you've been munching on for the past 37 minutes. Something catches your eye and you look up to the TV screen, putting down your Pokemon game, and you notice the acclaimed, amazing 1940s animated film Fantasia is playing. And the thing that caught your eye was that you noticed Mickey Mouse had just donned a blue hat and began using magic. He was making a broomstick walk without even touching it, getting water, putting it in pails, and splashing it into a well, over and over and over. And by the time you finish watching this short little 10-minute animation, you can't help but wonder. You look down and notice your jaws open. You've been awestruck by the amazing animation and music, the combination of two things that you just never knew went so well together. And that little seed would stay inside you and grow into a beautiful blooming flower of inspiration that would boost your botanical inspiration machine for the next 20 some odd years. You're me. Welcome to the Twilight Zone. Hey guys, welcome back to another video. This time it's another kind of crossover mashup video, but it is not another Pokemon video like I've been doing recently. I had this idea to kind of I honestly just kind of was going back and remembering some of the old inspirations I had as a kid as far as like animation and drawing, and I've been thinking about Fantasia a lot lately, especially my favorite little short from Fantasia, which is the Sorcerer's Apprentice with Mickey Mouse and the wizard. And I was thinking about that, and I just had this idea like, oh, maybe I could just kind of wanted to come up with something that I could draw that scene, or like a scene from that little short. And I had this idea like, oh, well, why don't I take the Sorcerer's Apprentice, Mickey, and throw it into like a Ghibli, Studio Ghibli kind of universe. And then I had this idea, you know, in the short film, Mickey Mouse, he takes the hat when the wizard is done with it, and he's gone to bed, and he puts it on, and he starts practicing magic when he's supposed to just be like finishing up his chores. He's supposed to be carrying like buckets of water and filling up a well, kind of. I'm not really sure what they're using it for, but he's supposed to do that, right? And then he sees the wizard. He gets tired. He's done practicing his own magic, puts the hat down on the table, and then goes to sleep. And then Mickey comes in. He puts the hat on and he starts practicing his magic. And he doesn't want to finish doing his chores, right? So he uses it on a broomstick in the room, and the broomstick starts getting the water and putting it into the well for Mickey. And you know, if you've seen it, you know, like Mickey gets a little carried away, he falls asleep, and then he wakes up and the whole basement like room area is flooded, and he's like freaking out trying to get it fixed. And then eventually the wizard comes back in and stops everything and saves the day. And this was one of the first kind of, this was one of the first kind of animations that I saw when I was a kid that really just like hooked me, you know? And part of it was the music. Like, the music is so awesome. I was rewatching this. I was rewatching it to, you know, get inspiration for this drawing. And man, Fantasia is so good. If you've never seen Fantasia, the old one from 1940, then you should definitely go see it. And the other thing that's crazy is this was from 1940, and I'm watching this and I'm still like, damn, I don't even know how they're doing some of the stuff with like the stills and the way they got the background to look, and how they got some of the effects to look. And it's just Fantasia, the original one. The 2000 one is pretty good too, but the original 1940s Fantasia is just amazing. It is just like crazy. It's a masterclass of animation, and I'm not even a huge Disney guy, and that's why I was like, if I'm gonna do something Disney, it's got to be Sorcerer's Apprentice, because that's like basically my favorite thing from Disney. I'm not super keen on drawing a lot of Disney stuff, so this this might be one of the only Disney things you see me draw for a while. And I thought, you know, why not kind of join the Ghibli universe? And you know, they have the little soot sprites, the makuro kurosuke is what they're called in Japanese, and I had them carrying the water and just thought that would be a fun little idea. And so here's the finished piece for the illustration. All right, and so then I wanted to do one more. I wanted to do one more drawing or one more animation, and I started thinking of things, and I came up with this idea. I was like, all right, if I'm gonna do an animation, I need it to be simple, just kind of time constraints and stuff going on. But I had this idea. I was like, oh, well, you know, it's dealing with magic, and you know, like the soot sprites from like My Neighbor Totoro and some other Ghibli movies that they're in, they're fun. They're cool little like kind of magical creatures, but I was thinking like, what's kind of a really like magical Studio Ghibli movie? And one of the ones I was thinking of is Howl's Moving Castle, because there's a lot of like actual magic used in that movie. And it's weird because if you think about it, there's not a lot of actual like hard magic used in Studio Ghibli movies, which is actually one of the reasons I really like them. It's a lot of like either soft magic or just like kind of weird random stuff that happens just because there's not a whole lot of rhyme or reason. Even in Howl's Moving Castle, it's not like here's a spell that Howl, like he doesn't do this incantation and then all of a sudden he makes a spell like make the thing move, right? It's not really like Harry Potter in that way. And I really like that. I think it grounds the universe a lot, and then you rely on like the actual like storytelling aspects of it to make the film or the movie good. But I had this idea, and I love Howl's Moving Castle, and one of my favorite characters is Calcifer, you know, like the fire spirit that actually ends up being Howl's heart. And there's my favorite scene is kind of towards the end when Sophie is holding Calcifer and he like gives him a little kiss, and then he like shoots up into the sky. And I just had this idea, like, instead of Sophie, why not just do Mickey from the Sorcerer's Apprentice, and he's holding Calcifer kind of in his hands. And for the illustration, I kind of did like a very close to the actual like Disney style of drawing Mickey. And for this one, I was thinking like, what if I took Mickey and like not change him a whole lot, because obviously I want him to still look like Mickey from the Sorcerer's Apprentice, but just like Ghibli-fy him just a little bit. So there was a few changes, like I changed the proportions, kind of made him look a little bit more, I don't know, more like taller and have like more human proportions, and kind of changed the style of like the way his eyes look. And if you'll notice, I gave him whiskers because a lot of the kind of like creatures and like Totoro and a lot of those Ghibli characters and creatures have like little whiskers or little fur, little kind of traits like that. And I just thought that might be a nice little touch to make him look more Ghibli. I know it's not like the most Ghibli looking thing ever, but I think it ended up looking cool. And drawing inorganic materials and stuff like fire is really fun for me, so I had a lot of fun, and I think it turned out pretty cool. Alright guys, thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. If you have any other ideas for like a crossover or mashup kind of different studios or universe, go ahead and let me know. I'm always open to these kind of suggestions, but for now, that's it for me. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.